to get started here. So, welcome. Thanks for joining me today. My name is Heather. I'm the tech trainer here, and we are going to be going through designs today. So, I actually coincidentally have a listing that went live today, and I do use Command and the designs portion of Command to do my marketing for that. So I'm just going to walk you through what I would normally do because I need to do it anyway. So let me just share my screen here.
Heather, am I really the only one that's on?
No,
Oh.
I've got 4 boxes here.
Okay.
So feel free to jump in at any point if you've got questions. I can't see the chat box when I'm moving around on my screen here. So feel free to just interject and ask anything verbally. And then it's been my experience that sometimes we'll have people jump in 5 or 10 minutes late, but they can just catch up when they get here.
Okay.
So we're going to start on your Command home screen here. You are going to go over to the side here, click on Designs. And now this is going to show you, if you haven't used it at all, you won't have much here. These are all of my saved projects or anything that I've done in the past. So if I just want to look at my social media that I've done, those are those. If I just want to look at the print, so like the flyers and things that I've made, I click on this button. So this just kind of narrows it down for you. And then you can also search for something. So if I did a listing presentation, maybe, search for listing. Okay, well, there's a listing presentation. There's a listing presentation. So in order to start something new, this was a little confusing to me at first. You don't click on these. You click on this plus button. So that's what we're going to do today. So click on the plus button. And I'm going to be doing 2 things today. My first one is going to be a social media ad that I'm going to put on Facebook and Instagram. And the second one is going to be a flyer for the seller to have at her home. You can also do open house flyers and that sort of thing there, but I just want little nice information flyer for them to have when they do the showings. So first of all, I'm going to start with social for social media, and I'm going to import my photos and text from a listing. You don't have to do this, but this is a real time saver if you've already got that information uploaded. So click on that, and it's going to pull that from the MLS. So now I have to choose which listing I want. So this might say only my listings. So if you're advertising somebody else's listing, make sure that you're on this all listings right here. So I clicked on only my listings and mine is not showing up there. I did just upload that an hour or so ago, so maybe it's not there yet. No, it's not showing up yet. So it's probably just not in the system yet. So we're gonna have to do it the old fashioned way. If I did do that, it would automatically populate some of the fields there, but I'm gonna X out of that because it's not showing up. And now I have some choices here for what I want to do. So as I said, I do have a listing, so I'm gonna go to that listing tab. And I mean, you could use this for really whatever you want. They have some cool things in here. They have lead generation. So if you wanted to offer a home valuation, they've got little things for that. If you want to advertise your website, they've got that. They just really have a nice selection of templates for whatever it is that you're doing. If you're a team leader, franchise awards, agent recognition, they've got a bunch of different stuff. But for my purposes today, I am going with this listing. So I'm gonna go to just listed and see what they have for me as far as templates in there. And I am going to actually go to Instagram. You see when I hover over that, it says 1080 by 1080 pixels. That means it's gonna be a square, and that will show up a little bit better whether somebody's on their mobile phone or they're on a desktop. They can see that equally well. If I go to the Facebook one, it says 1200 by 630, so it has that kind of rectangular shape, which you can use, but I want to do this square one also so that I can upload it to both Instagram and Facebook. So here are my options for what I want to use. I'm I think I'll go with this one. I like the way that looks. Oh, yeah, that's good. So I click on use. So that takes me to this editor. So now if I had loaded my listing, and let's see if maybe it's showing up in here. Oh, there it is. I wonder if this is the old one though. Yeah, that's the old one. I'm not going to use that. Okay, so no worries. It's a little less convenient this way. But if I had used that, it automatically gives me the photos so I can swap those in and out. If I click on listing details, this isn't as convenient except for when you get to the description, so you don't have to reinvent the wheel there, because I'm not just going to click on a plus to put in a 3 for bedrooms, right? So I'll just edit this stuff myself. But unfortunately, my listing is not showing up in here yet, so I'm going to edit this myself. So this works pretty much like any other image editor. You see they just kind of give you a default there. I'm going to double click that and get rid of all this because I want to put my own information in there.
So Heather, can I ask a question?
Go for it.
What site did you go to get to this? My KW or KW Command or what?
Command. Yep. So if you go to, I've got this little zoom bar in my way here. Okay. So if I go to console.command.kw.com, I think you can just go command.kw.com too. Let me try that.
You think you can just go to what? Command.kw.com?
.kw.com. Yeah. Yeah. And then it just puts me right in there. Mine automatically logs me in because I have that setting checked.
Okay.
So you might need to put in your user information if you haven't.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, once you get to command, then click on that paintbrush.
Yeah.
Click on the plus. And from there, you're going to go to whatever you want to do. If you want to make a video, a social media post, print, just whichever one you want, and then click next.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So back to here. So I think they had this in all caps before. Let me undo and see what they did, which I kind of liked. Yeah, they had that in all caps. So I'm going to get rid of that. Put my caps lock on. So it's 3161 27th Street. Oops. Southwest, Granville, Michigan, 49148. Yes, 418. 49418. Okay, so just listed. I like that. I'm going to keep that. It is a 3-bed and 2-bath, so that's convenient because I don't have to change that. And then now for the square footage, I don't remember that off the top of my head. So let me just look that up. Yep. Yeah. On Zoom. Yep. Go to my listing here and figure out. I'm typically going to put the finished square footage on that. So that's 1426. And then just so that nobody gets confused, 1426. I am going to put finished square footage just so no one thinks I'm a liar. And there we go. And then our price on this is going to be $194.5. This was built, I think, in 1955. Yep, 1955. So you might need to do a little cross-referencing just to make sure that you've got all of your information correct there. 1955. Okay, cool. So now this picture is obviously not a picture of my listing. So I want to switch that out. So I'm going to click on that. And if I was using a listing, I could just go over here, click this replace button, and it will just substitute that in there. But I don't want to do that because we have updated pictures. So I'm going to go to images, add, then I'm going to upload. So I'm going to click on this button. And I just happened to be uploading these pictures earlier today, so I know that they're all here anyway. I've had this folder opened already. But you would just look in here and figure out where your pictures are and go find them and put them in there. I wanted to feature this kitchen, so I'm going to use that picture. So this will show up right here. So now if I click this plus button, that's just going to put this anywhere on there. I'm going to press the delete button on my computer just to get rid of that because that's ugly. Then you have to click on that again and get rid of it. If I click, oops, no, I did that again, whoops. On the image that I want to replace and go over here and click these arrows, that will replace it. So now I have my image, and for some reason it will often appear blurry like this. And I don't know why, but then when I download it, it's not blurry, or sometimes if I come back to the page, it's no longer blurry. So don't worry about that. It's unfortunate that they do that, but it's not an issue. So then if you click on reposition, so this is my full picture, which part of that do I want to highlight? Because it's kind of cropped already. Maybe that, so you can see that newer stove and dishwasher. And then I'll click done. And then down here, KW database, or our market center name. So if I click on that, if you go to my library, it should have our logo in there. And this happened in a newer update where they replaced it with these circular ones. So if I replace it, it's going to actually kind of put it down, which I don't love. So it's actually down here somewhere. I have to drag it up. So you can do it that way. Another thing that you could do is, if I go back to, okay, it's not showing me images here now. That's one other thing that I don't love about this. See, I had to click on that image in order for it to say images. Otherwise, I didn't have that tab. But you can upload your own images. So I have this one that I downloaded from Connect that has my, just in all white. So it says KW Grand Rapids. So if I wanted to put it on top of the stove or something, which I wouldn't because that wouldn't look great. But if there was a darker color in the background, I could put that on there. But the default one that they give you is red and kind of a dark gray. And I think that looks fine down here. If you notice when I drag things, a blue line appears. That's so that I can see what it's in line with. So if I wanted to center this with this built in 1995, but I had it here, I don't see that blue line. And I want to, just for the aesthetic. So I'm gonna put that going right through that 1955. You can also drag it, it'll show you kind of what you're lining up with. If you see that blue line there, this is probably dead center would be my guess. And then center as far as vertically goes as well. But I like it there. I think it looks good. And then that's it. And as I said, this is a little blurry, but I'm going to go ahead and download it now so you can see what it looks like. It shouldn't be blurry, but I always test it just in case. So I can change the name here. And I'm going to put 3161 27th Insta, because this will be good on Instagram because it's square. So now I'm going to download it. They kind of help you out a little bit here with which file type to make it. So this is JPEG, PNG, or PDF. But it's nice because it says PDF, okay, ideal for documents printing. PNG, ideal for high quality images or transparent background. JPEG, ideal for web and images. And that's what I want to do. I'm going to post it online. So I want a higher quality on this. A lower quality won't look as good, but it will load faster. So if that's something that you're concerned about, I like to have it pretty high quality though. So I don't need to download anything, a preview, because I'm just going to download it anyway. You can include a thumbnail if you wanted to create a smaller one of it. A bunch of different pictures that you could do. I'm really just concerned with the main file here, so I'm not going to do any of that. And a lot of this stuff is more for if you were printing. So I'm not going to mess with any of that either. So if I click Start Download, just wait a minute and it should pop up down here when it's done. Oh, there it is. So I'll click on it. And there it is. See, so for some reason, it makes it less blurry. Oh, and you know what? My name's in there. I want to cut that out. So it's a good thing that I did look at this. So I'm going to go back. And now it's clear for some reason. I'm going to edit this. So I don't want my name in there. So let's just zoom in a little bit. And you can see how my name is grayed out now. And I'll readjust that. Done. Cool. So now I'm going to do the same thing. Download it again. Still high quality. Start download. Wait for this to pop up down here. There we go. Oops. Okay, and there it is. So it's just listed. There's the address, built in 1955, Keller Williams, Grand Rapids. So that's it. So now I have my image. So if I want to, I can go ahead and open up Facebook. Then I can go to my business page over here. And then I can go ahead and add it. I am not going to do that here currently because it's easier for me to, you can't upload it to Instagram from a computer. So you have to do that on your phone. So what I'm going to do is either email that image to myself or maybe share it on Google Drive. Not right now because that's not the main focus of this, but after this class, I'll email it to myself, upload it onto Instagram and Facebook, which it lets you do both of them at the same time. So then I've got my graphic up there. So that is just kind of the quick and easy way to make designs. They do make it very simple for you because they've got all those templates that already look kind of nice. I'm not much of a designer myself, so that's nice for me. I'm like, oh, that looks good. That looks good. I'll just change some words and then we're good to go. And as you saw on the previous page, they do have a lot of different templates in there. So do you have any questions for me about social media images and how to edit those?
I do.
Okay.
This is K to K. Why can't you upload to Instagram from a computer?
I don't know. That is an Instagram issue. I'll show you. I think it's because Instagram was just kind of meant to be a more mobile app.
Yeah, it's meant to be a phone app.
Mm-hmm. But they did end up I mean, you can look at it
right
on the computer. So I can see like Lucas Howard Group right there has recently posted something.
Mm-hmm.
But then I have home. I can send a message. I'm not sure what that is actually. Something with the location. It's like, what are people doing? I can check my notifications. I can see my profile, but I can't upload anything. And I don't know why that is. I think kind of like Carrie said, it's just meant to be more of a mobile thing. So I'll just end up emailing that to myself and then I'll open my email on my phone and upload it from there.
So is there a difference possibly with Instagram between having a personal page and a business page maybe?
I don't believe so. I don't think you can upload it from either. And I'm not logged into, I'm only logged in, I think I'm only logged in, let me see. I think I'm only logged into my business page on the computer. I don't think I'm logged into my personal one. And I'm sure I can't remember the password, so.
I can't either.
No, I know.
Something asked me for.
I'm glad to know somebody else has that problem.
Yeah, I always have that problem. Yeah, I'm pretty sure both business and personal you can't.
Okay.
And I don't know why that is.
So I would guess it's just a matter of playing around with this because I don't do much on command.
Yeah, and there's plenty of things that you can play around with too. For instance, we'll just edit my image a little bit more here. Icons, so if I wanted to put, I don't know, my phone number down here, oops, that's kind of big, but I can adjust the size. And maybe I want to put that down here and then put a new text box with my phone number there. I could do that. Or here are some of their stock icons, which they should just have little images in there. Maybe those aren't showing up today. I don't know why. And then you can upload like I did with the picture. You can upload things. If you wanted to add text, here's just, this is kind of nice too because it's kind of designed for you too, right? So if I wanted to, I don't know, put this in here somewhere like right there. And I wanted to put my name in here. They're all different text boxes though. So I'd have to edit that one, and then I'd have to edit that one, and then I'd have to edit that one. But then I have a nice looking little icon that I could put in there if I wanted to. And then again, I don't know why, but you have to click on an image before it lets you see the images. So these are things that I've uploaded recently. So I could use some of those. I can upload my own. The company just has images in here for you. And this can be useful, like maybe you are trying to advertise your app. Oh, I just replaced it. Whoops, don't want to do that. So I wanted to put a picture of a phone on there. That's just an example. I could do that. And you always have to get rid of this image placeholder anytime you put a new thing on there. Or maybe I just want some stock photos of people having a good time at their house. Well, here's a bunch of those. And we have the rights to those, so you don't have to worry about copyright infringement or anything. So there's a lot of different images you can look through and just kind of see what fits best for you. And maybe that's not for a social media ad. Maybe you're making a listing presentation, or maybe you are creating some sort of flyer or pamphlet for people, or an email. You can do all of those things through this designs feature. Neighborhoods. So again, that's images of people, you know, just playing around in their neighborhood. So yeah, there's a lot of things that you can just kind of click through and see what you like and what you don't here. My library is just things that I've uploaded. So for me, I can upload my face whenever I need to, just the KW block there, and then our Market Center logo. So that's just what I have in stock just for easy access for myself. So if there aren't any more questions about social media, I'm going to go back now and make a flyer.
Okay, let's go make a flyer.
Okay,
Oh,
sounds good. So I'm going to click done. I have unsaved changes. I don't want to save those because that was just me dragging those phone images and things over. I already saved it the way I want it, so I'm not going to save it. And now you can see my most recent design is that one that I just made. So these are all in order of how recently you've made them. So now I am going to click on this plus sign again. This time I am going to make a print something. So typically a flyer, could be a postcard. They have postcard templates in there. I'm going to try to import these photos and text again and see if my listing is coming through, because that would be nice to show you. Convenient for me. Print, import photos, next. So again, go to my listings. Nope, still not showing up there. Okay, well, from scratch it is then. So just listed, I had just pressed, so it's probably thinking that I want to do that anyway, which I do. But if I didn't want to do that, maybe I wanted to advertise my KW app. Okay, so I click on that. I could do a jumbo postcard, a flyer, a large postcard, or a standard postcard. Or maybe I'm a team leader and I want to talk to you about training and put all these flyers in your mailbox. I could do that and print them out. I could do trifolds. Those all just look like calendars to me. Flyers that are 11 by 17, so slightly larger. Events, oh, family reunion, okay, cool. Or bifolds. So lots of different things you can do in here, but again, I want to advertise my listing. So I am going to go to, let me just sneak by here. Listing presentations. These are 25 to 30 page templates for you. So if you are going to a listing presentation and you want something that looks really nice and snappy, I would recommend one of those. And you can take out whatever pages you don't want and add as many pages as you want. It's just kind of a guide. So I do like these, but anyway, what am I gonna do here? She is not having an open house, so I'm not gonna do that one. Neighborhood snaps are kind of cool because you can make a flyer, a door hanger. I don't know how you get that printed exactly. Probably you take it to FedEx or something, or a postcard. So I could do these also. Maybe I want to advertise in her neighborhood and say, hey, look, this is what's happening. Maybe you should consider listing. But I think I'm going to do this for sale, or maybe just listed. And I want a flyer is what I want to make today. Okay, so it gives me, what, 10 options there for what I want to use. And this is going to be something that she just keeps in her house for when there's showings, and I want them just to be able to take something with them that has all the information and maybe a couple pictures, because if they're seeing 20 houses, I want them to remember mine. So I'm gonna do something with more than one picture. So maybe this one. I'm gonna try this one. So I click use. That takes me into the editor. That is a good looking house, but it's not my house, so I'm going to have to replace that. So again, if I wanted to check and see if is my listing on the MLS? I mean, it's on the MLS, but is it being broadcast here yet? I'll just check one more time. No, that's still the old picture, so, oh well. Okay, so back to the drawing board for me. I'm gonna zoom in because some of this text is a little tiny and I want to read it better. Okay, so what do I need? I need to change this, my database name. What is it having me show here? There we go. So I'm gonna go to my library and put in what is it not letting me replace there? Our logo. Make sure that's centered right there. Oh, whoops. Looks like I added one. Get rid of that. So I'll change this picture in a minute, but just listed, looking for your dream home? Yes, they are. So it's 194.9. And then I'll put in the address here. It doesn't let you highlight the whole thing, so I kind of just have to delete that individually. It's 3161 27th Street Southwest, Granville, Michigan, 49418. That zip code always gets me. Let me see. 49418. Yep. Okay. It is a 3-bed, 2-bath, so I got to change that. And what did I say the square footage was there? 1426. Again, finished square feet. I don't want to be deceptive. I want them to know what they're getting. Okay, and then this, here's where it would be nice. It would just pull this from my listing, so I wouldn't have to retype all of that. But I'm just going to go to my listing. And they don't need to know about the offers. If they're in there already, they probably already know about that. So Copy that by pressing Control Copy or Control C or Command C if you're using a Mac. And then I'm gonna get rid of this, if it lets me. There we go. And then I'll do Control V, which pastes it, or if you're on a Mac, Command V. That's the little like squiggly looking square with circles on the sides of it. And then I'm going to drag it so that it's centered, and I don't know, this looks a little cramped, so maybe I'll pull this out in either direction so it's not touching that gray box. And pull it down. Oh yeah, if I could center it with that picture. Oh. There we go, okay. And I think that text is all fine. Looking for your dream home, here's the address. This is all correct now. So this I'm going to replace with me, if it lets me go to images, which again, sometimes it's a little finicky about that. Okay, let me click an image. Okay, here I am. So, probably this one, a little closer up. Okay. And then I gotta edit all this stuff. And now the formatting might change a little bit because my website name is longer than, oh no, it's okay. Sometimes they have like the website and then the email and then the phone are all 3 separate boxes, so you have to drag them, but this is all one, so that's very convenient for me. Put in my phone number. Contact me for more details or to schedule a tour. That's fine. That's kind of a weird placement for that. I guess it's okay. So now I have to change the pictures. So if my listing were showing on here, I could just pull it from that, but it's not. So what do I want to be my main picture? Let me see. I'm going to add picture and click here. And I already have it's defaulting to the folder with all of the pictures in it. So I think I'm gonna make that main picture. Let's do the kitchen again. I just like this picture. I think it's a good one. Oh, I already had added that. Guess I didn't need to do that, but we're gonna replace that. Cool, so there's the kitchen. And again, that will sharpen up at some point. But let's make sure my name's out of it. Reposition. You can see a little bit of blurriness there with my name. Let's drag it down a little bit. Again, looks bad now. It'll sharpen up later. And this I need to add a picture for. How about they updated their bathroom? I'm gonna put that in there. If I can find it. Oh, there it is. So we'll put that there. Again, it's importing it over here. That's the replace button, so I click that and oh, there we go. That one actually looks great. Replace this one. Maybe I should do one of the bedrooms. That one's good. Click replace. And then maybe the backyard would be good. So they do have lots of room for activities. And replace that. Okay, so now I've got, there's our market center. Our main feature here is the kitchen, because that's what I want them to remember, because they're going to be taking this along with them after they leave the showing. I'll have a little thing there that says, please take one. Here's their information, or the address, the basics of the home, my comments that I had written, and then all my information here is correct. Got the pictures. Okay, well then I am good to go. That's all I want to do. So I'm going to change that name to 3161 27th Street flyer. Can flyer be with a Y or an I? Is it both? It says an I down there. Okay, we'll do that. Okay, and then I'm going to download it. So now, again, it tells you which one you should use or it would recommend that you use. And I'm going to go to PDF because it's ideal for documents printing. All designs, that just means all pages essentially. And this is only one page anyway. So really I could click any of those and it would be fine. If you had like a listing listing presentation and you wanted to only print page 7 or something like that, or pages 7 through 5, you could do, pages 7 through 5, but I only have one page.
Dominant eye. Create a triangle using your thumbs and forefingers as shown here. Now frame a distant object, such as a clock on a wall, within this triangle, keeping both your eyes open. Then close your left eye. If the object...
Okay, he's muted. Okay, so anyway, standard web quality. So this would be if I wanted to upload it somewhere, or like a downloadable PDF, maybe I want to attach to my listing or something like that. I could do that, but I don't want to. I want this high resolution print quality because I am going to send it to FedEx and get some fancy paper, a little thicker paper, and then have that printed out. And then a lot of these things, you could play around with them a little bit, but these bleeds are, so we're sending FedEx an image, right, that they print out, but that might not be the exact size of the paper. So a bleed would just be a little extra on each side so that you don't have any like white framing when they print it out. I don't really care if they have any white framing, so I'm not gonna worry about any of these things, but manual bleed, you could drag that around. Automatic bleed means they're going to like extend all the edges there. Publishing with cut marks shows you where it should part. Well, I could show you, I think it shows them. Oh, it doesn't show them. There'll be like little like black things in the corner. So then you could cut it from that. Download as a zip file. I wouldn't need to do that unless there were a lot of pages. And then CMYK is a type of coloring, which I don't care about. So I'm not doing any of those things. Start my download. And it should pop up right over here like the other one did. Nope, there it is. And then see, it magically made those clear. So now you can see they're a little bit clearer than they were. So I'm going to open that up and just make sure it's what I want it to be. Move you guys out of the way here. Okay, yeah, that looks good to me. So I have that now saved on my computer. And I will either put that on a flash drive and bring it to FedEx, or maybe I will just, you can send it to them online. I could do that too. So I'll be doing that later today. Okay, so questions on how to make a flyer?
Not for me.
All right, I'm not hearing anybody else speak up here either, so that's good. Yeah, so those are kind of just the basics. Those are the two things that I use it for the most. Again, there are some other uses. So if I go to this, again, I'm in the design, went back to the designs kind of homepage here. If I click on that plus, these are the two that we did today. Import a PDF, that means you could just upload a PDF from your computer and then edit it in there if you wanted to add certain things. You could do that. I've never had a need to, so I haven't messed around very much with that. This video function is kind of neat, but unless they've updated something recently, they only have one video option, which is kind of a bummer. And yeah, it's looking like they still have that. So the one video that they offer is, let's do Creston and Grand Rapids, is a neighborhood video, and it's kind of like a moving neighborhood snap. So they automatically, I typed in Creston, the neighborhood on the northeast side, and it automatically pulls all of this data, but you can choose that if you have better information, or you can change it. And then these are the top things that people say about it. It's artsy, hipster, and hops and brews, because there's a couple breweries there. So you can change those too. Here are some of the other options. I'm just gonna leave it as it is because I trust it. Agent information, that's where I put my info. It just automatically populates all of that, and that's all correct. Market center automatically populates all that, and that's all fine. Okay, so if I click next, it's going to generate a little, I think it's about a minute long, a little video for me. And okay, so now I can play it. So it does say the date. So if you're going to post this, do it the same day. So all of these, I'll just mute that. All of these videos are going to look basically the same, but they'll obviously, the text will vary based on the neighborhood and the information you get. If you go back here, so Artsy has its own little thing, Hops and Brews has like drinks there. So they'll have their own little things associated with that, but that's really the only graphic that changes. And then the text, of course. So that's a nice little thing if you don't overuse it, because people are going to start noticing that it's the same exact format and it just kind of fills in the blanks. But I think that's a nice thing to use sparingly. And all I did really was click OK, and it made this for me. And then I can save that. So that's another neat feature. Email, you could set up an email through it. As I said, on the print, there were door hangers, there were postcards, so there's a couple different options you can use there. And then there are just a lot of templates, so it's nice to just kind of dig through and see what you like, what you don't like, and what you can use to help promote your business. So that is all I got. Are there any?
This is really good, very informative. Thank you.
Okay, well, it doesn't sound like it. Well, if you guys have any other questions about any of this, feel free to reach out to me. My email is just heatherhuber@kw.com. My phone number is 734-776-7742. So you can feel free to call me or text me if you're having any issues with anything, or if you need a couple tips or anything like that. So yeah, I hope you found it beneficial.
Okay, thanks, Heather.
Oh, you know what?
Thanks, Heather.
I was just muted there. Was there anyone who did have a question? I had you guys muted because of the.
No, you know what? Thank you for your time, and this is good information. And if I have any questions, I'll give you a buzz.
Okay, well, it sounds perfect. I'm happy
Okay,
to help.
thanks.
You're welcome. Have a good one, guys.
You too.
Thanks.